It's been a bad day. Christmas Eve. It should not have been a bad day. So I'm just flat out because I can. It is supposed to be Christmas Eve. Allow me to start off by saying Merry Christmas to everyone. Let me say also that, no, I don't give a damn about being politically correct. It's Merry Christmas to me. You, whoever watches this, may say to me, Happy Holidays. You can say it to whoever you want to, because it's the quote-unquote politically correct thing to do. And I am going to tell you, Merry Christmas. And God bless you. Yes, God bless ye. Because, anyways. Okay, anyways. So, instead, I am going to talk about something that has been on my mind. And that is this. My psychiatrist. No, really. That's what's been on my mind as of late. One thing. He's actually really awesome. And the last time that I saw him, I told him if he wanted a glimpse into my head, that he could look me up on YouTube. But I gave him the wrong name. Because I forgot that because of the sheer number of Wolf Reds that were on there, Remy and I both decided, you know what, we're going to go with Remayu. We're going to go with our combined force. And call it the Triclaw Madness channel. Because it gets pretty crazy in here. Case in point. Anyways. The fact that the last time we spoke, that I spoke to him, that he made it seem like he was going to attempt to try to set up some kind of way that would allow me to either meet in person, speak to, or somehow communicate to Viggo Mortensen. I don't know if I've covered this in some previous lifetime or, episode or whatever. But he went to school with Viggo Mortensen. They're from the same place. Yes, my mind just drew blank there. But he knows him personally. And it bothers me, it's bothered me. Not because of the fact that, number one, it's Viggo Mortensen, and, who am I to actually meet somebody like that? Because that is a thing I struggle with. And, yes, my sister is right. As a Christian, I should not. But even as a Christian, even on Christian standings, I do. It is the internal conflict of good versus evil. And it carries out with people of not necessarily people that I think are, let me word it this way, people who I think are superior. Remember I mentioned there was the sword and shield mentality? Well, there's also a severe superiority mentality goes along with it. Yes, I I have found that people like me typically think of other people as superior. Not in a sense of necessarily capabilities, intelligence, or anything like that, but simply because we have deemed that they are worthy of being called superior to us. Viggo Mortensen is one of these people. Because not a lot of people know, there's not a lot of people who know too much about him, because he's not one who I I I did not expect I didn't expect him to be out here, so my mind just so my mind seriously blanked out. Um did I not do that quest? I don't know why I keep putting that up.
Dangerous.
Yep. You know, it actually took me 4 playthroughs to realize that he has the same voice actor as that one. Wait, no, wrong button.
Need something? Riverwood's agreeable enough, I suppose, for a Nord village. There's beauty here unmatched in all of Skyrim, to be sure. Need something? What do you need?
See? Anyways. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, where was it? Oh, yes. Superiority. Now, I won't go into a whole lot of detail because, yes, I do realize, I do in fact 100% realize Viggo Mortensen is human. Just as John Rhys Davis is human. Was. Like he changed into something. Is human. Just like Orlando Bloom is. Just like Johnny Depp is. Just like any other movie star is. Key difference. Number 1. Unless it deals directly with his movie career, you don't hear that much about Viggo Mortensen. He's what I call a quiet actor. What I call. I don't know if there's an actual term for it. I don't know too much of anything about that, but you don't hear much about him because he's quiet. Off the stage, he, at least out here. I don't know if it's anywhere else in the world that he's actually well sung about. I would hope he's well sung about at home, but here you don't hear that much about him. I had to, back when Lord of the Rings was still very big, what was I doing? Why do I keep looking over here? That's right. I do not know why it has glitched out. That no.
Lead the way. I'm right behind you.
I don't know why it is
Of
glitched
course.
out like this. Why? No. Looks like I had something else for him. Yes, I did.
Let's get going.
Anyways. So, superiority in the fact that he's not a fame seeker. He's not a, actually, I'm not actually going to continue with that statement because I'm not sure how to word it, and it's really bothering me. Anyways, to get around to my ass, because I passed my elbow 4 times already. I say this because it dawned on me, if I ever did meet him, how would I react? I can tell you this, it'd be a lot different than if I did meet somebody like, say, Johnny Depp, or anybody else. Because of the fact that, number one, he's quite obviously a tender heart, in the fact that, little known fact, he actually bought the horses that he bonded with over his movie careers. Such as, he bought the horses that played Bill and... Wait, no. Not Bill. Was it Bill? I know he bought the one that played A-Rod. And he also bought the horse that played Hildolga. And that in and of itself speaks a lot about his character. Not his character, but his personality, his character. He's also an artist. And I don't mean he's someone who sketches or someone who draws and all that. No. He is an artist. He is... What? What is this? Okay. That's new. But, anyways, he is an artist in the fact that he's like Leonardo da Vinci. He's like myself, even. Art as a whole. He does poetry, photography, he does sketching, he does songwriting, he sings, he plays music. And to me, someone of that caliber, especially someone who is well established in the parts of the world that he takes his inspiration from, because I'm ashamed to say it, I didn't know he was until I looked it up. But that's simply very little known about those people like that, you know? With the exception of people who are already dead and gone. So, how would I react if I got the chance to meet somebody like this? Well, there would be the obvious answer of there would probably be a wolf red shaped hole in whatever wall was in the opposite direction of him. Either that, or I would have to start spouting off all the usual quoting of the entire Lord of the Rings script, because there was actually once upon a time that I actually had that entire script memorized. Don't judge me. There was roughly within the span of about 3-4 days, numbers upwards of 50,000 different gift ideas I could think of that at the time of thinking them they made sense, but then ultimately nothing would suffice. Just there is no gift I can think of that you would get somebody like that, because there's nothing. I mean, that I'm going to use this as an example because, like I said, artists that touch on many faces of the art world have my respect, due to the fact that their minds and hearts are not contained to one chapter. There's thousands upon thousands of pages of art, including war. He was described as being the best student, the best swordsman that was ever trained by the person who trained them on Lord of the Rings set. So, war is included. War is included among them. And yes, war was ultimately an art form until the invention of guns. When you had to position your men according to their strengths by the degree of their sword skills and by the degree of the shields, and to avoid cannon fire or enemy arrow ballistae. It was art. It was the deadliest form of art, but it was art. So, and I will say this, meeting somebody like that today would be the closest I would ever get to meeting, Leonardo da Vinci. Vinci Vigo. It's kind of... Okay. So, what do you do? What can you possibly give anybody who is so superiorly knowledgeable in the book of art, which is the closest thing that you will ever come to looking into the book of life itself? Because life is art. Life is artistic. Life itself revolves around art. So what do you get or do to impress somebody like that? Because this is another one of those, this is another piece of that superiority puzzle. People like me, the sword and the shields, we feel like that unless we have something impressive to offer to those people who we find or deem superior to us, we are not worthy of meeting them. We are not worthy of being called their friend. And yes, it's not very good. It's not a very good state of mind to be in, because they are people. Yes, they really are just human beings. People, you know. They bleed, they sneeze, they probably fart. I don't know how well their diet is to allow for that or whatever, but you know, if it's like us and they eat if they ever eat ramen, they're gonna fart. You know, but you see, it's even hard for me to joke about it because it's just the way my mind has been programmed throughout my life, and that's the way my mind copes with things, is that there is a superior pecking order that is not set up by the people who put us down, but by the people who we look up to. And Viggo Mortensen is one of those people. Time I ever saw his name. Now, oddly enough, I did not, the first time ever I tried to say his name, the half of me that is Wolf Red knew how to. So there! The half of me that is Wolf Red, because right now, I will say, it's Ramayu. You look up on Ramayu, the bear. Those things are just so fucking ugly. Anyways, the half of me that is Wolf Red knew it was Viggo. But the half of me that is Remy knew that it was something like that, but it couldn't have been pronounced that way, so it was Vigio. Where the other I came from, I don't know. It was illogical. But she reasoned that it was like one of those weird words, kind of like pizza. There's no T in it, but we pronounce it as pizza. So, now what? I didn't even get to see what it was that time. So for literally 5 full-fledged minutes, Not exaggerated, uh, not, oh, it was actually 1 minute, but it felt like five. No, I looked at the clock. And I still remember to this day, it was 5 minutes. It was an argument back and forth. Big O, Big O, Big O, Big O. Just back and forth, but now, just for the sake of record, so you can understand what it was actually like, I will actually go through the speed at which we were actually arguing, okay? Big O, Big O, Big O, Big O, Big O, Big O. 5 minutes of that shit. Who are you? Oh. Why are you? Official Thalmor business this, bitch. Let's see, what shall we use?
Never should have come here.
Oh shit, they're turning on each other. Oh no. Can I have that? Where? Okay. I'm okay with that. But that was really strange. But anyway. So, yeah. So back to the perplexity. How would somebody like me impress enough to the point to where somebody like him would consider being my friend? Because I sure shit ain't shit to look at. I'm kind of an eyesore. I hate to say it, but actually, as far as what weapons I used, or I was most inspired... Did this horse seriously follow me here? It sure did. I went with the bow. As far as what did I get inspired to use after the movie? I went with the bow, even though my characters do use various weapons, from dual daggers to massive claws to... She just uses whatever the fuck she grabs. It does not even matter. She'll pick up a tree to use it. What is this? Oh! Nope. I'm gonna steal your torch.
Don't do that.
If you know any tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them.
So what do you get somebody when you didn't even you weren't even able to... Now, don't get me wrong, I did have a lot of swords, but I was not skilled in them. I was not able to learn how to use them. I was able to learn how to use a bow because my dad actually taught me, and he taught me well. And in fact, he was a little bit frightened at how... They all were a little bit frightened at how well I just picked up on the bow. Because they expected me to run out of arrows. I still have 3 arrows out of the original 6 that they bought me. And I only lost 1. The other 2 were lost by... One was lost by my sister, and 1 was lost by my friend. I'll go into deeper detail on that at some point later. But so what do you
Times like this, I truly appreciate the joys of a warm fire and a stiff drink.
Sure you do. So what chance does somebody like me have to offer something along the lines of something impressive enough to somebody like him? Because I have written songs, I have trashed them all. I have written poetry. I have trashed it all. I tried to think of gifts. I tried to think of elaborate pieces of art I could create. Nothing. Nothing I could think of seems like it would be worthy enough. So what I finally boiled it down to was an inquisitive piece of knowledge. An interesting tidbitial fact that not a lot of people think of. The ages-old riddle of why is a raven like a writing desk? Go ahead, Google it at some point, and you will find out there's no answer to that. There are speculatory answers, but the truth of the matter is when... Oh, I just had his name! And then it switched to C.S. Lewis! And that's not, oh my god, that's gonna drive me crazy. Lewis Carroll. Wow. At least it is understandable why I got that name mixed up. Lewis Carroll C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis. Lewis C. Carroll. Anyways. The truth of the matter is, when he offered up that riddle, he did not actually have an answer for it. So, all answers afterwards have been mere ideas. But I know the actual answer. So, and no, I'm not going to spoil it because I'm not. I don't want to. So but that is what I have to offer. So if he ever watches this channel, I hope he might one day. I would hope that I'd have something interesting enough to, hold his attention for 5 minutes. That is my gift, if we ever were to speak. Is I know the answer to one of life's greatest mysteries. And I didn't speculate it. I know it. The next time I see my psychiatrist, I will give him the same thing as well. And I will correct myself on that, because I really wanted him to be able to see what goes through my head a lot. And I actually want him to listen to my playlist, because you can tell a lot about a person by their playlist. So, yeah, there's that. I did a double take save. I also tell a lot about a person by how they play a game. What can you tell about me? You're a lonely shit? Yes! Exactly. I feel like I was born like 500, 600, 700 years too late. Kind of like, yeah, exactly. Kind of like that song that, oh, I cannot even remember the name of the title of the song or the person who sang it. But the part that I do remember is, yes, I am a pirate, 100 years too late. The cannons don't thunder, then there's nothing to plunder. And that's all I remember. It was actually a really good song back when we listened to it. But for me, it was a little bit. Hang on. Tony and Rose, and I'm sitting here looking at the bag because it's got a piece of music sheet stuck on the front of it, and I'm like, what's the hidden message? I want to know why there's the music notes on here. What is it saying? What does it play when you play it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What?
Hey, don't do that. Don't try again.
Ooh. What the hell just happened here? Oh!
Hey, watch it.
No, you watch it. Alright. What did they get me? What is this? It's... something that should not be given to me, that's for sure. Victoria's Secret Pure Seduction. What? No, I'm like... you got the wrong person for this. Don't be giving me no Victoria's Secret. Give me that Trailer Park Aroma any day. Don't be giving me Victoria's Secret. Victoria Not So Secret. I do want to know what this smells like. That's actually kind of one of the nicest gifts they've ever given me. Believe it or not, the nicest thing that they've ever given me though was a coloring book. Although it I do have to admit, it did kind of frighten me because it was like they're starting to get to know me. How? Wow. Wow, that actually smells really good. I thought it was going to smell like La Horse but it don't. It actually smells really, really good. It smells kind of light and fruity. That's actually really nice. And of course, I know it's not said like this, but I see the French writing and I'm like, Brume Parfume! I apologize to any French person who ever watches this. Right now, I am sorry. I know that's not how it's said, but this is just what came to my head. I can't even say it. Prume parfume. Oh. And no, I don't laugh too hard at my own jokes. I have two people in my head and we laugh too hard at each other. That's what's the problem. Oh, the Brume Parfume! I don't know who Ron Gentleman is, so why are you people adding to whatever? Hey, Mama! What? Smell my Brume Parfume! Brume Parfume! It's French.
It's Victoria's Secret. It's very expensive.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but the first thing that came to my head when I saw the title of it was Brume Parfume.
Wow.
I saw Victoria's Secret and I was like, I was expecting something like La Horse R Us, not something like that. You do realize it was a joke, because
It smells good.
you're missing the point. Okay, so yeah, man, that was... I apologize, that was a really stupid joke and I should have just kept it myself. So... Anyways, so yeah, this is another little insight to what it's like in my head. Now I feel like that joke was so dumb that she doesn't even want to recognize that I even said it, and it makes me feel like I just did something beyond regrettably stupid and found it so funny that it's almost like I did something dishonorable. And I'm going to actually end the broadcast here. because I'm going to go cry. And yes, I don't care if anybody laughs at me because that's just the way my brain works. So, if you laugh about it, don't let me know about it. And I won't care.